Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, just back on the tower, blowing the trumpet, blowing the alarm, to prepare you, beloved Akiyam and Akwath, for the battle that we're coming into soon enough. Regarding the removal of Esau and these heathen and the erecting of the kingdom of Israel, man. But as we know, it's going to come with much tribulation. And as it's written in Acts, the 14th chapter, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. But as it says in the beginning of that verse, it says the souls of the disciples are confirmed, man. You see, so those of us that are foreordained, those of us that are of the elect, regardless of how this thing ends, in our specific, circumstance, the destination is the same, man, and that's that first resurrection. So yeah, we're witnessing the downfall of an empire, man. All right, we understand that it's going to come with much situations that, a lot of people are not prepared for. It's going to come with civil unrest. It's going to come with insurrection. It's going to come with evil, man. All right, it's going to come with evil, because one thing we got to understand is that evil is not going to go down without a fight. And he sees his world crumbling around him. You can clearly see that things are not working out, in his favor. And ultimately, he's being carried headlong, man, like the Lord said he would make him do. And ultimately he's stumbling within his own counsel. You see, as it tells us in what's that, Job? I want to say that's Job. Is that Job 18? Let's get this real quick, because before we get this, right, as you can see what's going on over there in over there with Ukraine and the relationship between Ukraine and America, and you see how that meeting on live television went between Zelensky, the Vice President J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump. You see where that went? That was a complete clown show. You would have thought you were watching WWE, man. But ultimately, there was friction between Zelensky, and the Biden regime, and ultimately, man, hey, this is again creating a big division between within this beast system. Ukraine is in the middle of this division that's being created. You see, because as we know, they have situations going on with Russia. They're at war. And Trump had a phone call with Putin, and he was aligning himself with him. He was pretty much cozying up to him, as it's written in some articles. And it pissed off the EU, man. It pissed off these NATO nations. You see? And now you see what just transpired over there in the Oval Office between Zelensky and them. And ultimately, this whore's mother, all right, the United Kingdom, okay, has taken the taken the scepter and said, you know what? Hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this thing. Showing you that, Babylon the Great's losing its power. Showing you that she's no longer having to say so. Hey, the beast is going rogue on her. Okay, as we know, this beast, this whore rides the beast. But like a dog that goes rabbit, or you got these heathen calling themselves having tigers and lions for pets, bears. They raise them as cubs or kittens or whatever, depending on what beast they have, and they think they can play it sweet. As this beast comes into an adult, they think they can play it sweet with him. Next he ends up being a male. Okay? This lion, tiger, or bear that they raised from birth, they fucked around and devoured them, man. Okay, in their adulthood. Alright, this is what we're seeing. This is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing this beast, this fire-breathing dragon, pretty much trying to throw this whore off his back, man. Okay? As you can see, the separation that's formulating, all right, between the beast system, which consists of these EU nations, and Babylon, man. Okay, showing you that what? This man is in a strait. This situation is not looking good. The future of this place is not looking good, man. There's a dark fate, all right, for you Edomites, man. Let's go here real quick. You may have one that say, oh, it's the elite controlling it, man. It's the elite, this, that, and the third. Hey, let's say they are. Let's say they are creating this narrative. And, hey, it's highly likely they are. Guess what? At the end of the day, they're still playing into the hands of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You see? And this precept right here proves it. This is the book of Job, chapter 18, and verse 7, and it reads, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, man. Meaning what? He's going to literally walk himself into the position of difficulty that's set up by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for his ass. You see? He's going to fall into that ditch which he made, man. Look, and his own counsel, man, shall cast him down, man. His own plans. His own well-crafted, devised plans, man. Okay? That's why scripture tells you the wicked are snared in the works of their own hands, man. Okay? So whatever this man's planning, and look what happened with the whole tariff deal. That went left. And now it looks like this economy is gonna pay the price. Okay, because these nations counter-reacted those tariffs that Trump was trying to put forth, and hit them with tariffs too. Okay, which puts this place in a more of a dire situation, being that what? This is a major import over here, man. You see that? So you can clearly see this man in the fullness of his sufficiency. He's in straits, man. Let's go back to this article real quick. Okay, so when we tap into this article, you got, let me see, I got this from Zero Hedge, and it's dated March 2nd, 2025. The title reads, Europe unveils rival Ukraine peace plan backed by boots on the ground and planes in the air, man. So here it is. You got Babylon, okay, not trying to assist Zelensky any further in efforts to try to, stop the war that's going on over there. So they're refusing to supply them with any more, supplies. As Trump said at the interview, they already have their tanks and this, that, and the third. So needless to say, hey, you got the mother of this whore that said, you know what? Nah, we got you. You see? Now we got you. Now check this out. They had a meeting with amongst these EU nations, man. All right, and guess who wasn't there? Check this out. This reads, Is the UK trying to pull Trump into starting World War III? Right? And that's a question being raised. And the answer to that question is, regardless of what the UK is doing, all right, yes, World War III is going to happen. Look, during Sunday's security summit, right, of European leaders to find an alternate peace plan to Washington's. See, so there you go. They're going counter. They're going contrary. Excuse me, to what Washington is trying to establish, being that meeting went left. You see, so you got the UK like, look it, we got this. Look, check it out. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced a coalition of the willing, right, to step up efforts to support Kyiv, man. You see? Look, Starmer said he hopes this coalition will gain support and leadership from Trump White House. We are at the crossroads in history today, Starmer said, after the summit of 18 leaders, which included Ukrainian President Zelensky, man. Okay? Let's read some of this. Look at Starmer unveiled a 4-point agreed to, right, peace plan, though not agreed to by the U.S. because, hey, guess what? They weren't even on the scene. But anyways, we'll show you that. Look at to keep military aid flowing. This is this 4-point peace plan. Look at to keep military aid flowing into Ukraine and to keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia. Right, that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security in Ukraine must be present at any peace talks. Right, in the event of a peace deal, to boost Ukraine's defensive capabilities, to deter any future invasion. Right, and look, to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee peace afterwards. And you see this word peace being thrown around. But according to our power, all right, in regards to these wicked people, man, hey, there's no peace that's gonna come unto them. You see, what's that? It's in a few places. What's that? Isaiah 57. Let's go get this real quick. All right, for you new listeners that think I'm lying, you know, or you wacky tacky so-called Christians, all right, that may have stumbled across this video thinking that God loves everybody, man, and that's all he's about. Okay, look, the book of Isaiah chapter 57, I'm gonna go straight to the point, in verse 21, and it reads, "There is no peace, saith power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, to the wicked," man. Okay, and we know the wicked to be none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, first and foremost, pursuing the Malachi 1 and 4, and the rest of you heathen that do wickedly and join unto him. All right, you 2/3 Jake included, but you'll come into your glory in the kingdom. But needless to say, you know, pinpointing and targeting the wicked, which is Esau and the rest of these heathen, man. There's gonna be no peace unto you. And again, on this side for Jake, there's gonna be no peace for him. You know, but again, I'm gonna reiterate what I said. You will be in your glory in the kingdom. See, that first 1,000 years in the kingdom, hey, you heathen ain't gonna have no peace. You see, from Esau down. But as Jake's being born back into the kingdom, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that were renegades on this side, as you're born back into the kingdom, you know, you're gonna come into your glory. You're gonna come into that second covenant, that blessing. You see? So you will be all right on the other side. Hey, but on this side, you got to suffer that lack of peace, right along with the wicked, man, these heathen, because you want to join yourself unto them. But anyway, sticking to the point, as you can see, there's no peace to the wicked, man. So all this peace you see being thrown around, peace, hey, there ain't no peace coming, man. You see? What we're witnessing is the process of the violent overthrow that's going to take place in the days to come, okay, by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, through World War III, and upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. This is the reality of how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to pull the rug from underneath the feet of you heathen. All right, starting with Esau. Let's continue on down. Look at, but one crucial line in his remarks detailing the plan caught many people's attention. The expressed willingness to put Western NATO boots on the ground in Ukraine, right? And this is quote, right? The UK are prepared to back this boots on the ground in planes in the air, man. Starmer said. He also announced, see how there's no aid. The peace is not something that's possible in this time we're in. As it tells us in Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under the sun, man. And guess what? We're not in a time of peace. We're in a time of war. This is why the mother of this whore, of this harlot, is coming in this warish stance. You see, in efforts to defend Ukraine, because this is the spirit that the Lord's putting on him, man. He's in control of this, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua controlling this movie, man. You know, this is why the attempt to keep things mutual between Babylon and Russia is not working in their favor. You know, no matter how cohesive Trump was trying to be with Putin on that phone call, man. Biblical prophecy it tells a different story. You see, and this is why we see these things playing out. Look it, Starmer said he also announced a 1.6 missile deal, right? And that's in European currency there, right? For Ukraine, saying this support for Ukraine is unwavering, man. You see that? Oh man, look it. This rationale was that we have to learn from the mistakes of the past. We cannot accept a weak deal with Russia, which Russia can breach with ease. Instead, any deal must be backed by strength. You see the mindset? War, man. They're in the mindset to fight. Look, he further, in the wake of the disastrous Trump-Zelensky meeting, said Europe will have to do the heavy lifting. You see that? He said Europe will have to do the heavy lifting, man. Right? And that when he said it would be backed by boots on the ground. And that's when he said it would be backed by boots on the ground. So they're pretty much saying, hey, you know what I mean? That we'll do this thing without this whole, if necessary. You see that? Of course, being the antagonistic to Russia. Excuse me. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll just jump down. Right? Of course, being this antagonistic to Russia at the very moment the U.S. is trying to forge ahead on peace is in reality a scenario that eventually forces Trump's hand to react. It also appears a deliberate effort by Europe to keep the U.S. on a hawkish path and to sabotage U.S.-Russia talks in the process, man. Because that's not what prophecy says is going to happen. You see? No, the great battle that's going to take place at the end time is the battle between this whore, the revival of the Western Roman Empire, and Gog Magog, man. You see? That's what end time prophecy says. Right? So let me jump down real quick. Now check it out. Now this is a list. Forgive me. Slovakia. I had gotten a phone call. Now this is a list of European leaders, right, that held that emergency meeting with Zelensky in London, man. Now take a close look, okay, at this list. Alright? And immediately, who do you notice you don't see? You see it? Yup. You don't see no American flag, do you? Right. But you see that that Ukraine, that United Kingdom's flag, that British flag, the mother of this whore. You see, because she's taking the charge at this point regarding defending Ukraine. You see? Babylon is now being placed to the side, being set aside. All right? And then when you tap into, let me get a quick precept. When you go to Jeremiah, chapter 50, In verse 12, it says what? Now, mind you, this is talking to Babylon, which is who? You already know. The daughter of Babylon. All right? Right over here, man. It's talking to America. Look, your mother shall be sore confounded, man. She that bear you shall be ashamed. As a matter of fact, let's get this in the Good News Bible. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 12. And look at the heading. Babylon's fall. You see, because this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing Babylon's fall, man. And this is beautiful, man, because, hey, you red belly, Americans thought you had the W when Trump came into office, man. And look what happened upon his return into the Oval Office, man. Things have escalated regarding the road to World War III. Okay? Things have intensified, man, as far as prophecy, end time prophecy. Showing you that what? You weren't out of the woods yet, man. And now you're being held in derision. You see? Look, Babylon's fall. I'm gonna start from verse 11 and read down. And it reads, Jeremiah 50 and 11, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh says, people of Babylon, you plundered my nation. Right? Whew. And look at the track record that this place has regarding the oppression of our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. How they've dealt treacherously with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and us Native Americans, man. You plundered my nation. You were happy and glad, going about like a cow threshing corn, or like a neighing horse, right? You had the gold rush, right? You heaped up all the riches that were over here. You stripped the land of its natural resources. Okay? You killed off all the buffalo. All right? Other animals have gone extinct because you've destroyed their natural habitats, man. You see, there's a price to pay. Look, but your own great city will be humiliated. But your own great city, sorry, Salaki, I'm excited. But your own great city will be humiliated and disgraced, man. Okay? Your shame is going to be uncovered, man. And this is what we're witnessing. Look, Babylonia, okay, will be the least important nation of all. And ultimately, at the end, it will become a dry and waterless desert. Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to turn this into that lake of fire, man. This is going to be that burnt mountain you can read about in Jeremiah. But jumping up, Babylonia will be the least important nation of all. Look, they're becoming the least important nation of all. You see that? It's right before our eyes, man. Prophecy happening. And ultimately, it's going to spill over into this place becoming a desert and waterless one. Why? Let's close out here. Just backing up the point we were making earlier before that phone call came in. Regarding it being a vain thought to think that any type of peace will be established between the West and the East regarding Gog, Magog, and Babylon the Great, man. There's the book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 7 and verse 8 is the point, and it reads, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, right? And this is pretty much going into the timeline of when Babylon will come into existence via the Renaissance period, man. You see, this is after the Dark Ages, after the time of the Byzantine Empire ruling. They also call it the medieval times. You see, so after that period of time, right, which was roughly between 350 to 400 AD to about, the mid 1300s, early 1400s, give or take. All right, they coin that as the Dark Ages, and that's AD as well, obviously. And after that point, this man will be able to come out of the pit, which is Europe, all right, and start to rebuild in the form of the Renaissance period, which goes into rebirth, which pretty much was the rebirth of the Western Roman Empire that fell. You see, and this is what you witnessed. This is what you see over here in the West, the revival of the Western Roman Empire. Check it out. Revelations 20:8, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, man. See, because this man's all about divination and witchcraft. All right, he's a wizard and his old lady is a witch. That's how they operate. One of their strongholds is deception, witchcraft, left-hand magic, and they do it through their left-hand priesthood, the Pope, okay, so on and so forth. This left-hand priesthood they operate through. You see, they use media, okay, which the media that goes into medium, which goes into witchcraft, man. They push things on the media, you know, and control the narratives to create a narrative of their own, man. Pretty much to be able to government the people. You see, which goes into mind control. Right, continuing on. Gog and Magog, you see, to gather them together to battle. You see that? Why is Gog Magog being mentioned? Because that's the conclusion of the matter. To gather them together to battle, man. Okay? The number of whom is as the sand of the sea, because he's coming with an assembly of great nations. So this is the reality.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will feel able to contribute, but that can't mean that we sit back. Instead, those willing will intensify planning now with real urgency. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. We're working with the US on this point after my meeting with President Trump last week. And let me be clear, we agree with the President on the urgent need for a durable peace. Now, we need to deliver together. Finally, we agreed that leaders will meet again very soon to keep the pace behind these actions and to keep working towards this shared plan. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace. Thank you.
Shalom.